Hello folks. Here is a free-for-all cast for you, one of Brad's lobbies. Just gonna check I'm recording, which is indeed the case. So here we have a 9-person free-for-all. I'm sad by that. In green we have XLOJ over here by the equator, going for a vehicle factory first. In black, myself is dead because I'm casting. In pink we have BradNicholson by this lake of lava, going for a bot factory first. 2 mechs, 2 energy bots. In dark blue we have Rafflemaster, apparently stuck. That's quite amusing, actually. Anyway, moving on. In orange, we have Pride Skunk from the Realm, spawned nearer the North Pole, going for bot factory first with with an energy and 3 mechs, followed up with a 4th using the fabricators he's just created. Purple, we have Kareem by the pole up in the north, bot factory as well for the first. In brown, we have Realm Bear, or Bière, or however you pronounce it, with 2 bot factories already, energy, storage, plus eco. Light blue. Down here we have Fill of Doom, vehicle factory first, and expansions. In yellow, Lelouch. Down here by the South Pole, going orbital already, following a bot factory. And in white, on the other side of the South Pole, we have Galactus Khan. Very ominous name, with an air factory first, also using the new Chef Commander. I like this roller commander when he's in white because he does look like a chef. Good old chef's hat sticking out the top. Anyway, zooming out again, we'll have a quick look at see who's going orbital, because of course, zooming out even further, we can see this is a 3-planet system with a moon and an asteroid, both of which can be smashed. So we see orange going for an orbital, as well as green and pink there. Brad doing that very nicely indeed. Ruffle has somehow is somehow managing to stay alive. Yellow has also got orbital. White is neglecting orbital at this point in the game. Kareem also in purple, not quite getting orbital, but brown as well, also neglecting that, but starting to get out some docks. And moving them towards the pole as well, interestingly enough. But green is just floating off an Astraeus, so we're going to see XLOJ getting off the planet very soon indeed, and it's going to happen right this instant. Going to get that control of the other planet. We can see an Astraeus coming up from orange in the distance there, from Pride Skunk. Blue here getting vehicle factories out. XLOJ having a bit of problem maybe. But pink also getting an Astraeus. Brad wanting to get off planet very soon, I shouldn't wonder. Yellow still not quite got his orbital factory up, however. It appears as though this game is definitely the orbital rush, rather than the attack each other rush. So orange's Astraeus is just about to go up. Purple's orbital now begun and almost on the way, with so many fabricators doing that. 7 fabricators plus and a commander about to assist it, I shouldn't wonder. Green getting off planet now with that Astraeus, very nice indeed. Let's just start saving cameras, because otherwise this is going to go very pear-shaped very quickly. I just want to make sure that is the right place. Green commander going to this planet. The moon. And the one over here, the asteroid. No one quite going for this one just yet. Just checking I've got all those cameras positions. Very nice indeed to see that orange Astraeus going up from Pride Skunk. We'll probably be wanting to pick up the commander very shortly. Not entirely sure why. Stop it! Ruffle, I can see all your pings! It's not nice. And over here we see Blue moving in with a couple of interesting. And the Inferno's going up from Phil of Doom, taking out Brad's Orbital, but Brad's commander is off planet. That is going to be very annoying indeed. I do apologise, but this is being streamed by Brad, so, you know, it's got to have a bit of fun. Looks as though Brad is going for the asteroid over here, while Purple is going for the planet, the moon rather. Green is on the moon, however, now, with the bot factory and an Astraeus sat there. Blimey. We see also here Phil of Doom moving in more Infernos, trying to get into players' bases and really do a lot of damage. Look at how fast those do damage to that. I mean, the orbital launch is going to go down in seconds if they target it, but it's a bit of a waste of target now because the commander is off planet. He is in the orbital layer, and indeed, I believe, floating around. Indeed he is, as is Yellow. Most players are now into orbital. Certainly, so Phil of Doom is electing to stay on planet and control the main one. Somebody has to. Of course, Ruffleness is trying to do that. He maybe needs to get a Pegasus, not a Pegasus, a Pelican, which is the new T1 air transport, to pick up his commander and move him away from the rocks, but definitely wants to be doing something about that. White down here, still a little bit behind, just getting out some T1 bombers, taking his time about it. Getting up a little pelter nest over here, very nice indeed. Teleporter up from Purple for when he gets onto another planet, so he can very rapidly move units from one end of the galaxy to the other. I say galaxy, I mean system. And we've got two T2 bot factories coming up from Bear here, so we're going to get a lot of T2 eco out, given that he hasn't gone for Orbital, so he's definitely going to be the powerhouse on this planet. Unless, of course, Phil of Doom can get his vehicle factory out first, at which point he will probably start producing Vanguards, especially with all of these Pelicans being produced now, so we can only expect drops being used. Orange's base almost totaled. Same can be said, I believe, for Brad's base, which no longer exists on the main planet. You'd no longer see pink icons on the main planet. White, however, still lagging behind just a tad. Yellow not getting into orbit just yet. He has got his Astraeus, and I believe I did see something floating around. So why I said, oh no, it must have gone into orbital and then back down onto the planet. Unless, of course, he went to Planet 2. But on Planet 2 now we have orange and green. We don't yet have yellow there. Planet 3, no one has arrived. Phil of Doom now, light blue, moving in on the remainder of orange. Going to be taking him out very, very quickly indeed with those Infernos. Going to take out those 3 remaining P-Gens very rapidly indeed. Just insane. Nice deep space radar being exhibited from Purple here. Going to be able to see who is in space at any time. I'm not entirely sure if other people have got deep space. Indeed, Green has as well. He's also got Orbital, although he appears to be having trouble with his energy. I just saw the animation there indicating he is having trouble with energy. Here's the drops with the Infernos. Let's follow where these go. Getting shot down on the way. They're going to meet more anti-air. They're not going to be too many drops, but all those Pelicans are going to be destroyed. But the Infernos are going to do significant damage to Lelouch space, with a commander still sat in the middle of his walls here. He might want to use this Astraeus to get his commander off planet now, because otherwise he is going to be in a little spot of bother. Especially as the orbital factory is now down, so his Astraeus is all he has. Just watch the commander take out these infernos, because the commander can take out infernos, unlike vanguards. Although you don't want too many infernos on you, because that was just 2 infernos, took him down to about 90-95% damage. Planet 2 here, we have a duel between orange and green. Looks as though green is just going to win this. Pride Skunk looks as though he might have trouble, but XLOJ having a bit of aiming trouble as well. This could be a mutual assured destruction here from these commanders, and an Uber Cannon goes off, and XLOJ manages to survive. Pride Skunk is no more. That is a shame, but he has got T2 up on the smashable moon, potentially zooming in for what am I thinking of? Halley's, that's the word. We've got a teleport here from yellow. I thought I saw something out in Orbital from yellow before. We've got the Orbital Fabber. So, unfortunately, back on the first planet, however, yellow doesn't have a teleporter, so that's going to be rather irrelevant to him at this point. But the Astraeus is coming down to pick up his commander, so he's going to be getting off planet very soon indeed. Let's watch this rise up into the orbital layer, while Ruffleness Pelter creeps into yellow's base. There he goes now. Loosh is no longer on planet 1. Planet 3, Brad must have arrived by now. Not quite. Brad just slooshing in very slowly and very majestically now. Purple also going for the distant planet. Yellow, however, going for the moon. He has got his teleporter there. Green, however, has got T2 on this moon, so he is going to... Yellow might want to be cautious about that and maybe get up some instant scouting. Back on the main planet, however, we see Brown in a little spot of bother. He's got his commander isolated, but he has got a lot of Fabber bots. What is that? That looks incredibly strange. That looks sort of like a donkey. Does it not? Very curious indeed. But this commander is not taking very much damage at all, just because he has so many combat Fabbers. Purple has a teleporter as well. His commander is also off planet, as we saw. It's floating to the 3rd moon. Ruffleness still here, desperately trying to do things. Phil of Doom moving in some more Infernos, also just wasting Pelicans, not moving them out of the way. It won't be too long before we see Vanguards moving around the field, which are, of course, basically upgraded Infernos, but this T2 vehicle factory is not yet completed, which is a shame, because it would be nice to see some Vanguards roaming around. No T2A yet from any player, which is rather curious indeed. However, I say that, and then I just see White down here, Galactus Khan, getting up his T2A. He's not actually doing anything with it, however. I don't think he has the eco. He's just wandering his commander around trying to defend against air, as he's seen that people are dropping Infernos into each other, and he doesn't really want to have a part of that. I don't blame him. My Astraeus is stuck in space. Must be on planet 2. You need to use the unload command. Get him down, but I don't think he wants to now, because these docks realise that there's the teleporter there, and they're going to be wary of any incursion from yellow. I think Lelouch is having a bit of technical issue. He's not going to be able to access his commander, actually, and I think... yeah, that is a glitch. He is stuck in space. And LeBear we just missed on the main planet. I assume was killed by Philoscience. Not Philoscience, Philodoom. It's at the planet, but not in the orbital layer, as though it is in pathing of leaving / arriving, but not quite there. But not cute. Gosh, my speed typing is horrendously bad. So looking back, we see Ruffleness finally starting to get on his feet, forming some form of fort here. I'm surprised he's still trying to do some stuff. But definitely Philodoom here has finally got out his T2 vehicles. We don't see it being used, however. Maybe get out some T2 Fabbers to get some eco going. Let's have a check of Planet 2. No Haley's being produced yet, but we have the T2 bots and the T2 eco going up. Planet 3, we have Brad arriving. Gonna get his base on the ground. Kareem cannot find pink on this planet. That's because he's not on the planet. Search your feelings, young Padawan, and ye shall find pink. There we are. White as well, having a bit of trouble with Bear moving in, not Bear. Phil of Doom. Bear is now dead, of course. But his commander sat there with his T2 Air, not doing a whole lot. So I think potentially Galactus Khan is just sort of waiting to be taken out. Rothfulness getting up his T2 bot factory at long last. About time. He is expanding to Brad's original base as well, and here come the Vanguards. We've got one out already, so they're going to be starting to be dropped in on players' bases at horrible levels. But of course, don't forget, they can be plopped in Astreuses as well and shifted about the galaxy for intergalactic comm snipes. Inferno's being dropped off in the distance there. Probably could have dropped them in this energy field and legged it. But here they're going to have a tough time reaching that commander. Interesting to see what happens here, but Philodoom definitely using the same method over and over. Looks as though we might just about get a commander kill here, especially if this commander doesn't use the Uber Cannon, and Galacticus Khan is no more. Well, Ruffleness no longer needs to worry about White picking on anybody as their own size, because White no longer exists on the map. Purple as well, got a teleporter up. He must be preparing to build one of his own. Here's the Astreus here, the Purple Commander fighting against Brad. This is going to be an interesting comm duel here. And Kareem is going to get back in his Astreus, I wonder. And fly away. No, the Astreus moves out into orbital without the Commander. The Commander is stuck on planet. And Brad here, using the Uber Cannon. How much is he going to be able to spam? And again, a miss from Kareem. An exchange. It's almost like playing rock, paper, scissors here. And another exchange. It looks as though Brad might win this one. Kareem having a little bit of trouble keeping up. And of course it looks as though Brad has just got enough energy to keep blasting away. Kareem is no more. Final Uber Cannon about to go off. Misses on the side. The Astreus picks it up. Can the commander shoot the Astreus? Is he going to win the Uber Cannon? Wow. I disapprove. I certainly disapprove of that little cat and mouse into orbit business. That was disgraceful, Kareem. And you know it. Lots of Vanguards now from Philodoom. So he's going to be dropping those off everywhere he can. He's got a commandeering oranges spawn here as well. Purple's original base is going to come under fire as well, so he's only going to have his commander running around. Rothfulness is beginning to really get himself certified on this planet now, but he does need the Orbital and T2 Eco big time. He is getting up that energy, of course, which is going to validate him, but what he can do, I mean, he's lifted his commander up, but I wonder whether he's decided not to do that, but he is on half health. That would have been from the raiding White would have done. But he has got fabricators moving around and expanding in all sorts of locations now, so he may be able to present a threat to Philodoom, as long as Philodoom doesn't actually find him. But with these hummingbirds here, and here comes an Inferno Vanguard drop into Ruffleness's base. All of the cheese right here. All of the cheese against a player who's been glitched out from the beginning. I cannot get over this enough. Super cheese move. That Vanguard there is just OP. He hasn't even let loose his weapon yet, but the Inferno's just doing everything. We've got Pelters desperately trying to get things going. We've got so many point defense shooting at various things. And of course the Vanguard is just soaking up that damage. It's almost like a sponge to all of this. Look at that. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the Pelters, of course, no longer have the leading, so they can just... I mean, they just take out walls. Look at that. That's crazy. The T2 factory is going to go down instantly. Can the Pelters kill it before the T2 factory? Oh, not quite. That was close. That was very unfortunately close. But Ruffleness does still have his T2 bots. The problem is, however, Philodoom has his next shipment ready, just loading up now. I missed that. I think Lelouch killed his commander there, and Kareem as well. I missed what that was. That would have been another conduel there between Brad and Kareem. Just finishing it off. I think Kareem realised he probably wasn't in a position. Back here, I think it's fair to say Philodoom has just made another drop in Ruffleness's base. Looks like it's going to be Brad versus Ruffle versus Philodoom versus XLOJ. Let's have a look on Planet 2. The Haleys are going up. This could mean big bad news for Phil of Doom, who has got so many com kills on the original planet. But of course, while it's also about com kills, it's also about how long can you survive. The problem here, however, that XLOJ is going to face is where is he going to go? Because he can't go to the other one, or at least he can for now, if he gets on the move now. He does need to be moving now, which indeed he is with a few Pegasi, however you say it. The third Haley going up now from XLOJ. Philodoom chewing through Ruffleness's base gradually. Ruffleness really needs to get up an orbital. I don't know why he's not, because otherwise he is not going to last for very much longer. Especially with Philodoom's next shipment ready, which does include 2, potentially 3 Vanguards. I didn't get a full look, but definitely 2. 2 Vanguards and quite a fair few Infernos. In come the drop, taking out a couple of the Pelicans. One of them carrying the Vanguard, so 1 Vanguard already lost. And T3 things there. T2 3-point laser towers, but the Vanguard just soaking it up, dropping in right next to it and just destroying it. The commander here just uber cannoning away. Ruffleness in his last stand. Glorious. The Vanguard getting quite close now. Can the uber cannon take it out? Yes, he can! Ruffleness lives to fight another day. This is like Helm's Deep here. That was glorious. I'm sorry, points for survival, Ruffle, but can you survive this? Probably approaching 10 Vanguards now. This mode challenge is probably going to be the end of you, unfortunately, but Philodoom is going to get his comeuppance. Can he survive? Unfortunately, the answer is no. But my word, did he go down fighting. Planet 2. The Haleys are up. Is the commander getting off planet? That is the next question. No, he's not yet, however. He really needs to. He's got the 3 Haleys. He needs to get his commander off planet. We've got the Astreus in orbit over there. Green crushed that moon, Kareem is saying. I do wish people wouldn't ghost like that, but, you know, it's all fun and games until someone gets a moon in their face. At this point, we really need to find XLOJ's commander somewhere on this moon. I know it. I just know it. Where could he be? These aren't the commanders we're looking for. There he is, sat in the open there. Oops, wrong camera there. But Philodoom now has sole control of the main planet. He is getting up his orbital now, so maybe Astrea and Vanguard drops across the solar system. Let's see how Brad is doing on his 3rd moon here. He's just getting up his T2 factory, a little behind the other players. Getting his eco on track as well, so maybe he can get the Haleys out. was tempted to say yet, but I'm not sure whether that is planned or not. I think it's too early in the development to actually say anything about that. But certainly, back on Planet 1, Philodoom now almost got his orbital factory, orbital launcher up. Ruffleness's base has got its Vanguard, haha, from Philodoom. Also getting nukes, so he's going to be using orbital nukes to try and take out this moon. Nuke defense coming up from XLOJ. Very, well, he's got quite a few already, actually. Very wise and intuitive to get those up, especially around the Haleys. He really needs to get his commander off planet so he can throw that moon at the original. Preferably before Philodoom gets his commander off, but his commander is so deeply engulfed in hummingbirds just flying everywhere amongst energy. But here we see the orbital fabber going around, so he might be thinking of teleports instead. I do believe we're about to see the moon smash. It's going to be interesting. Dat arrow ruffle. But definitely here, the commander from XLOJ is in the Astraeus. He's going to be moving planets now. So much energy on this. Maybe he wants to get his commander over and sort his eco out beforehand. But I think this is going to be something of a risk for XLOJ, because while he can get to Brad's moon, he will be starting from scratch once again. Unless he gets there and then launches teleports and things. But certainly all of this eco is going to be gone quite shortly. Back on the main planet, Philodoom still just plopping up with orbital fabricators. And Brad over here getting his T2 eco on the ground. Not too much in the way of defense of this moon, actually. He really wants to start thinking about defense. He has got a few umbrellas going up, just in case Philodoom and XLOJ do come knocking. But there is, of course, the full side of the moon here, which has no guarding from the umbrellas. Excuse me, I'm beginning to lose my voice. The Astraeus is out from Philodoom, and I believe it's moving towards this commander here. So XLOJ really wants to get this sorted very quickly indeed, otherwise we're just going to have a massive crater in the main planet and nothing much else happening. Just checking the status of my recording. The commander goes off planet. We're just about to see this planet go into kinetic bombardment mode, I shouldn't wonder. Come on, get that commander off. There's a pink Astraeus in orbit. What is Brad doing over here? Pink Astraeus is actually not got anything with it. The commander is still in orbit. Kareem getting impatient in the chat. But I think it's wise. Let's have a look back at the main planet. Philodoom's commander is still on planet. Lots of Astraeus in orbit, however, in the orbital layer. Nuke defense is going up. The nuclear missile itself, I do not believe, is being focused down wherever it went. I do believe it was somewhere. I do not recall where it was, however. More stuff coming up from the orbital factory all the time. So much assisting it. The teleporter is also out there, so it's just going to be a case of how long until Philodoom gets onto another planet and constructs that teleporter. But XLOJ really does want to hurry up with these Haleys and bombardments, otherwise Philodoom is going to have a lifeline. The commander is still on planet. What is going on? I'm slightly confused now. BradNicholson noticing a teleporter on his planet. He doesn't like that very much. And this is what I was on about here. We've got the orbital fabricators building the teleporter. And the T2 Fabbers coming through, getting in the defense, because Brad had not got his secured defense going up very quickly indeed at all. So we're going to have green versus pink on a moon, while Phil of Doom is going to have a moon in his face very shortly, I shouldn't wonder. The commander going to follow through the teleporter once he knows it's safe. In fact, I think he might have already gone through, unless he's still sat up here somewhere. I think, actually, the commander is in orbit. The commander is in orbit. He's going to slingshot himself around the original planet, and then we're going to have this moon here, Jin, BradNicholson, dead. What is going on? Where, when, and why? When, who? I'm not entirely sure what could have killed him. He must have been oh, sniper bots. There's your answer right there. So it's going to be green on blue. The main planet, the commander is still there. Green has not yet activated his kinetic bombardment, but as soon as he does, he wins the game, basically. As blue, Philodoom is not getting his commander off. The teleporter is not in an adequate state of construction. There's no orbital fabricator from blue on Jin. However, on the final planet, this is also the same case. But the orbital fabber is getting close, so he's got only a limited time to use his orbital bombardment before the teleporter goes up. Especially considering Green has not finalized control of this final planet here. Juice is the name of the planet, rather aptly. We've got Gin, Juice, and Ham. Oh, Brad. Oh, Brad. Commander is still lost in his base with an Astraeus hovering overhead. But it's definitely time. Here's the Halley's activated now. We're going to see a planet smash. In it comes. In it comes very nicely indeed. Kaboom. Phil of Doom is no more. XLOJ wins this game. Very nicely done indeed. Well played. Well played from all players. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this cast. I do apologise that my voice was starting to go. We've been playing a lot of the new patch and I've had to talk quite a bit today, actually. But yes, that is your 9-player free-for-all in the Orbital of the new patch. Winner XLOJ, very nice indeed. So, thanks again for watching, folks. I've already said the like, etc. Don't forget to drop in any feedback in the comments, or ask any questions, or just comment for the sake of commenting. That would be cool as well. And don't forget to subscribe for much more PA coming your way very, very soon indeed. And on that, folks, as always, have a nice day.